20 years of research and writing. 20 years. Been out for 7 weeks. Right? Book is 50. Black and Nobel sells it for 60. The book is 50. I just found out today that Black and Nobel sold it for 60.
Really?
Like, I just found out today. You know, so he sold it for 60. He said, well, you didn't know that. I said, like, so it's 50. He sold it for 60 at Black and Nobel. All right? Moors and Masonry, this is the back cover of the book. Yes, we did. Yes, we did have Europeans in slavery. Yes, we did have Europeans in slavery. Yes, we did have Europeans in slavery. Right? Untold story, untold history. And if it's in this history, that you, us, had them in slavery. Yes, we did. This is a major part of history that they've covered up. I got documentation to support that. I have 100 books. I have books, National Archives, historical societies. All right. Robert Davis, professor of Italian Renaissance history, Ohio State University. The enslavement of Europeans doesn't fit the general theme of European world conquest and colonization that is central to scholarship of the early modern era. All right. Europeans are wearing your fezzes. Right, who are these imposters? So I actually placed this in, put us in our rightful position, and placed them as the imposters, wearing the headdress. All right. So we'll get into some of that. And what I like to do, 7:15. Is going to go around, let me know, do this quickly. Why you here? What do you plan to get out of this class? Why do you take this class? Really, why do you take this class? What do you plan to get out of it? What do you expect to get out of this class? Start with you. Give me your name.
I'm a student and he's hard bearing, so I'm just like,
All right.
I'm Jimmy here, I'm a student, so that's Kendall. He usually has my shirt here, but they're not here today. But just figure that out.
All right. This is like your second time, right?
Yes, this is my second time. I am Tamer Wazir Ali Bey. This is, as you said, my second time in this class, and I come to get further study on learning where words come from, their origins, and what the denotative versus the connotation of words.
I'll explain that. Go ahead. All right.
Yeah, so that's just for more further study.
For further study. All right.
I think that's pretty interesting. My name is Tamara as well.
Okay.
This is my first time in the class. I want to thank you for having this class. I'm here because I'm really just trying to start from the basics again and just go back to understanding the origins of words and things of that nature. I do radio as well, so I want to learn how to broaden my speech as well as my communication.
You definitely like class. I have guest speakers as well who will to expand their knowledge and about Egyptian hieroglyph. All right, next.
I am Yahya Abdullah Salim Bey. This is actually my second class. First time around, I took the class. I didn't really apply myself, so I'm coming back the second time, try to apply myself to improve my vocabulary, to learn the origin of words, and improve my English as well.
All right. Gosh, you've been here for, I believe this your third time?
Third time here. Third time here. I still got lots to learn, and I want to learn more about laws, and I want to learn more about the words, and I would like to learn more about the imposters.
Well,
learn more.
You got to get the book, Gus.
Get the book. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get the book.
Well, yeah, because of time, I don't have time to really go into that. You have to buy the book. All right.
But
I don't have time to go into that here in this class. All right. All right. Now, Tamara. You mentioned that you want to learn about words, and most of y'all mentioned about words. All right. Now, what you will learn about words, and you mentioned that you want to increase your vocabulary. What you will learn about words in etymology. Etymology is the history, true meaning of words. And what you'll learn in learning the history of a word, its true meaning, is that culture has been suppressed. That connotative meanings are created to injure you. Injure you politically. That's what you'll learn. The angle that I take in this class is that connotative meanings, that the etymology of a word is suppressed to maintain European occupation and colonization. That connotative meanings are developed to suppress your history and your culture, to injure you when it comes to area to foreclosure, color of law. Example of how connotative meanings injure you.
Did you write the definition on the board?
Yes,
please?
absolutely. Put this on the board, etymology first. Because if I can't, see, that's the approach that I take with etymology. If you were to take a linguistic class here at Temple University, of course you're not going to take that approach. You're going to learn the mechanics, which is good too, and which I teach as well, the principles, and which you'll learn. But you won't learn if you were to take linguistics in this university, true origin, real. You'll learn methodology, linguistic methodology, comparative method, morphology, phonology, and I've looked through over 1,000 books at this library, records, Temple University Library, and records, over 1,000 linguistic books. I've looked through over 1,000 linguistic books. And what the authors have in common when discussing the etymology of a word, one, they don't take it, they don't go beyond this. You will see this is called the etymological brackets. Do this first. You have your etymological brackets. I have to demonstrate to you so that you understand what's coming from. Entry, level, meanings. And you'll find here a lot of technical connotations. I'll explain that. Now, the etymological brackets is limited. This is why I bring in Bob and Yaya and Sanjetti and Montu. Nothing goes beyond the Greek in the etymological brackets. Now, the authors of books that's on this library here at Temple and Rutgers University, when talking about the etymology of a word, Sharon.
Put your phones on vibrate, please, too.
218, move 218, right here. Yeah, move 218. Come off the elevator. Come off the elevator. Make a left and a quick right. Left and a sharp right. 218. Last room on the right, on the left. Yeah, off the elevator. Just a left and a right. Last room on the left. 218. Keep coming off. Keep coming. Just come back. That's why I answered. I knew she was Sharon. I tutored her son in the summer. I thought I had this on concrete. All right, the writers will often, they'll write that, they'll write in, for example, the word nice. Let's use the word nice. The word nice, as an example. Me, not, plus Sierra, no. Alright? Well, authors who write the who discuss the etymology of nice, well, in the 1500s, nice meant, see, meant, past tense. This is what they write, all these authors, they all think this. Those nice meant, they don't, in the 1500s, nice meant. They don't say it means past tense. So you're studying etymology from them, you know, you're like, oh, okay. No, they used to mean that. Yeah, that's in the 1500s, it used to mean stupid or ignorant. But now it means where the emphasis is more on the connotation. So they got you, they fixed your mind into past, not current. Why didn't you study etymology anyway? You know what I mean? You know, the word don't mean that right now. We need to focus on what the word means in 2017. You know? Yeah. What I teach, and it means that now. I don't do the past tense. You won't hear me ever say used to, meant, but the writers do. European writers, linguists do. I've looked over 1,000 books, and they all do that. So it's like, well, etymology or linguistics to feel, well, that just deals with the history of origin of words, but you know, we gotta deal with 2017 type thing. All right? In this class, we don't think like that. I'm showing you, I will show you how you're being injured. You're being injured through the suppression of this knowledge. And your birthright is being stolen from you. All right? That's my approach. So that's an example. So, you are so nice. He's not stupid, is he? He's not ignorant, is he? All right? And your question, your response would be, well, you know, we got to deal with our family members and co-workers and friends and, you know, so how do we convey this concept of etymology to our family members and co-workers? In fact, I've had it all. You mean, that's the biggest question that's thrown at me, right? Keep in mind that we as a people are being subjugated. Because we're not used to ruling, we think in a subjugated manner. You know, this is power here. We're not used to ruling. Remember, we don't set. We did. We set the agenda for the curriculum. The Europeans have taken credit for it. They have suppressed. They have taken Egyptian letters. They've taken Coptic letters, Egyptian, Coptic letters, or hieroglyphs, and you strictfo symbolia. They reshaped it, they twisted and turned. So the Coptic letters or glyphs, the Coptic glyphs have been transliterated or reshaped, and then now they call it Greek letters. So they've taken that bull's head for plowing, bull used to plow, all right? And they what? Use Symbolia, twist and turn, and you write it like this. Taurus. Taurus, which what means what? Bull, right? But you don't write it like this. Why don't you write it like this? Why you write it like this? But you write it like this. Why don't you write it like this? Yeah, that's alpha. Yeah, alpha, beta, gamma. Hey, don't you see? Yeah, you belong to a Greek letter fraternity. Ain't no such thing as Greek letter fraternities. I know what they're calling them. That's called stealing. Stealing. It's birthright theft. All right? So this is what I'm talking about. They've taken this word Ethiopia, right? And say, oh yeah, this means burnt face. Yeah, burnt face. Yes. Well, how did that meaning come about? Let's go to the glyph. The glyph is rays of the sun, and a woman, deity, is holding her hands up to the sun. That's the glyph. That's the glyph for this. So, this is ether, optic, binoculars, optic, C. Sun. So burnt face tied to melanin, the sun, the sun, the melanin, converts the sunlight into vitamin D. The melanin, the sunlight, stimulates the serotonin and melatonin in your brain. That's why you can see. You begin able to see. You become great seers with this eye. See with this eye. All right? Insight, telepathy, clairvoyance, levitation. All right? So they're suppressing the culture by burying the true meaning of it. This is serious. So they layer and layer and layer and layer and layer the mother meaning with connotations. The writers don't write this. So those 1,000 books I looked at. So once again, oh yeah, 1500s, nice mint. You know. So you that you did this past of well, it means this now, but why does it mean this now? How did nice come to mean pleasant or kind? Invasion, deliberate mistranslation, translations that are not deliberate. So there's a number of different reasons. All right? Any questions?
I do. Why do you use the word steal? Like, why do you say stealers? Like,
fuck?
Stole it.
All right, great question. What was the question?
Why does he use the word steal?
All right, great question.
Still?
You know, like they stole
Wait,
it.
let me. Quote unquote Greek philosophy, as an example. People sign up for this class. They have classes that's titled Greek philosophy in a lot of universities throughout the country. People sign up for it. All right? And they really think it's Greek philosophy. Right? Europeans are bringing in, who control these colleges, are bringing in finance, taking your culture, all right, and claiming it as their own. They're benefiting economically from your culture. The British Museum, the Smithsonian Museum, the museum. We have 3 of the largest museums in the world: Smithsonian, British Museum, and the museum in Germany are the 3 largest museums in the world, controlled by Europeans. All right? They've taken artifacts that they have on display, and they get what? Revenue from that. They've taken and they call it Greek letters. That's why I call it still. Because they have shaped letters or glyphs, claim philosophy as Greek philosophy, and are benefiting economically. It's an economic benefit. You're not benefiting economically. They are. So they control, they create distorted history and well as distorted meanings. That's why I call it stealing. In fact, there's a book called what?
Stolen Legacy.
George G. James. Right? Jim James. He said that the term Greek philosophy is a misnomer. Misnomer. Wrong. Name. That Greek philosophy is stolen Egyptian philosophy. That's why. I got it from him. I got the concept of that stealing. The book is called Stolen Legacy. So they've stolen your legacy, that's history, the culture, the Oscar, which is actually coming from Imhotep, the Oscar, the award Oscar that's coming up, the award, that's statues patterned after Imhotep. So once again, stolen legacy now. Stolen legacy. All right. They haven't. There is no such thing as this. This doesn't exist. If it does, please somebody prove it to me. Somebody prove me wrong. This doesn't exist. I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know where you can find that. I don't know where you can find this.
I agree with that one.
I don't, just tell me, somebody, please. Where's Sharon? Who's Sharon at? Can you, Bob, please? Because y'all to go get her. This has been 10 minutes. I told her. Y'all got stuff? I don't know this. Somebody can show me where these, can someone give me an example of this? English culture, French culture, Dutch culture, can I give an example? Not dance, not music, not language, not letters. I mean, somebody give me an example of this.
Maybe food?
I might just,
How about deception?
All right.
Lying and stealing.
well, that wouldn't be a culture then.
That's their culture, it's their behavior. That's their culture.
I'll say they were named after.
Say
I'll
again?
say they were named after.
A name?
A named after.
Named
I'll
after
say
what?
English, French, Dutch.
What about?
I say they were named after. I say that it must have been off. It comes from another man's name. That's what I would say. I may be wrong. I may be wrong.
What's your word? I thank you for the question, because that you invoke thought. What you learn in the family of languages. In the family of languages, Indo-European root. Indo-European languages. Indo-European languages. There's still good question.
Yeah.
Good question. Indo-European languages, and I'm supporting them, I don't just come out my mouth. Indo-European languages. Now, this is part of the stealing now. Indo-European languages. Indo, this Indo comes from sin, the word, you say it's Sanskrit, but the word comes from Sindhu. Sindhu is a name of a river. This is Sanskrit. This Indo comes from the Sanskrit word Sindhu, a river and Sindhu. When the Moors controlled that area, there's a book titled by Stanley Poole, Medieval India under Mohammedan rule. Medieval India under Mohammedan rule, 712 to 1750. 712 to 1750. Medieval India under Mohammedan rule. The word was Arabicized to Hindu. When the British took over, they anglicized it to Indo or India. All right? So this is what implies what Sanskrit. Sanskrit origin. So you have your family of languages. Just here it is right here, chart. The family language chart. Germanic languages, that's the English, modern English, Old English, all right? German, Old High German, Old Low German. We have Danish, Dutch, Flemish, all right? Old Norse. Those are Germanic languages. But I'm showing you that those languages, what this chart does, shows you is that those languages, what? All evolved out of what? Sanskrit. So does the words. The words. So you're saying English words, they aren't actually in origin English words. When you say Dutch words, they're not Dutch words in origin. When you say German words, they're not German words in origin. Then you have the Latin, French words, they're not French words in origin. Portuguese words, they're not Portuguese words in origin. So this is what I mean, stolen legacy. So the words have been transliterated. Say the word transliterated. Again, a great foundation. Transliteration. I couldn't tell you where to go when you get this. 25 notes. I couldn't tell you, I couldn't instruct you where to go to get this to 25 notes. To get what I'm teaching you, you would have to take a linguistic classes here at this university. And you would take you would take Introduction to Linguistics, you would get chapter on morphology, philology, comparative method, all right? And you have to take a course in phonology, take a course in morphology, course in comparative method, so you're talking about time to study. I mean, yes. All right, so this is letter. All right, so example of transliteration would be this. These are examples of transliteration. So you have two languages that are from two different family of languages. Two different family of languages. Hold it. Hold on. Where did Sharon go?
I was waiting, but she never came out. Rob went downstairs to check on her, to see if she went downstairs. Everyone see this?
She called me. She went home. She called me at 10 minutes ago. I told her the real number.
I stood by the elevator. 10 minutes, 15.
Sharon. Oh, we're in the 1509 Caesar B. Moore. 1509 Caesar, 711. 711 is on 15 and Caesar B. Moore.
Next to
Yeah,
something.
go. No, it's on Caesar B. Moore. It's Offer Broad. It's Offer Broad. Offer Broad. It's 15th and Caesar B. Moore. 15th and Caesar B. Moore. It's a 7-Eleven. There's a 7-Eleven at 15th and Caesar B. Moore. Help him out. Thank you. All right. I tutor his son and son. I'm saying you have two languages from two different family of languages. You have Germanic languages. English is a Germanic language. Then you have Latin, which includes Portuguese, French, Italian, Spanish. All right, so these are from two different family of languages. So we're doing what's called a comparative method from two different family languages. You could do a comparative method from two languages from the same family language. Dutch and English, German and English, Dutch and Swedish. They're from the same family languages, but these are from two different family languages. So the P in Latin transliterates to an F in English. The T in Latin transliterates to the TH in English. So how did they come up with the word father? That's called transliteration. They didn't make it up. They transliterated.
So do you think they didn't want to learn the language, so they try to create their own?
No. They didn't create their own. It's what I'm showing you. This is, all right. This method is not a creation. This is a transliteration. It's not, all right. We created. We created.
It's taken from.
Europeans don't create. We create. I mean, we create the sounds of nature. We hear the sounds of nature. And we what? Strip. Sound of nature. develop a script. All right? Europeans didn't do that. They did what? They did this.
I was gonna say.
They took that which was already there. So that's not, all right, is this creation? So
That makes sense, yeah.
that's what I'm trying to demonstrate to you here. This is not creation. This is transliteration. So they didn't create. These words in origin. The morphology, form, and phonology, sound, has changed. So you have a change in morphology and a change in sound, phonology. All right? So I'm just showing you that that's not creation. Stolen legacy. All right? How did I do with that?
It makes sense.
All right? So I didn't. So that's why I want to. Sometimes questions take some time so that you can really comprehend, and that was very good because it allowed me to. It invoked a lot of thoughts and allowed me to really clearly explain it so that you can see it. I wanted you to clearly see it where I was coming from. Because saying it doesn't mean anything. I have to show it. I have to demonstrate what I'm talking about.
Can I say something about Old English?
Please.
Old English, what he was just communicating about. At one point, said like 500 years ago, their vocabulary usage was like less than 1,200 words. We do the same kind of work here. So they just borrowed this from us. Some of us would say they stole it. And they just did this right here. That's all they're doing. So, because they really don't have their own language.
Look up lady. Lady. While she's looking up the word lady.
Which dictionary is that?
Oh, that's the American Heritage. I'm gonna explain how I'll explain that. I'm gonna explain how that, why that's important. That one. I start to go to book.
Just go here.
Yeah, right here. So I thought Shan was at the building. I thought she was outside.
I was down in the hall.
So she was at another building.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's right here.
All right. All right, you go to the brackets, etymological brackets. All right, there you go. Let me write this on for you. All right, and the other, this is the word, this is the Old English word for lady. Old English. Holophony. This is a ligature. I like that on the board. Holophony. This when you see this, that's called a ligature. When you see that close together, that A and E close together, that's called a ligature. You'll see that in Old English. That's why I'm having close. That's why I don't have it like this. It's written like this. That's a ligature. All right, that's called holophonic. Holophonic. And a holophonic is a bread kneader. Kneading the bread. Bread. Knead. When you knead bread, this is a low rank. I would never call her a lady. I would never call her a lady. Never. She's a noble. I would never call her a lady. Doesn't mean that now? Europeans will ask me. It never stopped meaning that. You see how they benefit from the lie? Because their power is in the lie, the distortion. It never stopped meaning that. The connotation, what they've done is called amelioration. The linguistic methodology of elevating the status of a word is called an amelioration. So the word lady went through the linguistical process of amelioration, whereby it's the connotation, all right? The amelioration is a process of connotation, whereby a word is elevated in status. Went from a lower, the connotation, the original application of lady is a low rank in society, bread leader. It has, connotatively speaking, it has been elevated. First lady. First lady. First lady. The first lady. See, it has been elevated in status. That's connotation. This is low rank. So she don't want to be that. She don't want to be this. Does it mean that now? It never stopped meaning that.
Same thing with the word queen.
And you said that means elevate what?
Yeah,
Higher?
yeah, ameliorate. Look up the word amelioration. This is a linguistic process of elevating the status of a word. Pejorative is the converse. Pejorative is the linguistic methodology of what? De-elevating the status of a word. It's just the opposite. The converse. All right? So you have amelioration and a pejorative. We'll get some stuff tonight. All right?
I mentioned the word queen. Isn't that another one of those words that's been elevated? I understand queen means the king's whore.
No.
No?
Look up. No, it doesn't.
No?
No.
Etymology?
I mean, it's not in etymology. That was not. Look it up. Don't do it. Hey. Look it up, fam. Hey, I'm not. That's a, hey, brother. Look it up. Look it up. Go to the Indo-European root. You will see that doesn't mean that. You know I did it. So I already been given that. You already told me that. I showed people. Sabir called me. Sabir called me about 3 years ago, right? He said, Abdullah, you know, I got somebody on the phone. And they said they think that queen means whore. So I sent the sister the links and everything and them, you know. It means woman. G-Y-N. Gynecologist.
Awesome.
Woman. Q. W. You'll see it. You'll see it. That's connotation. That's a connotative meaning. This is a good word. It's a good word.
Okay, here it says queen,
Uh-huh.
the wife or widow of the king.
No. That's connotation. Are you reading what's in the etymological brackets? If you go to the Indo-European root, in the bold-faced print,
At the bottom.
and bold-faced print,
Okay.
it says C in the back. Right. Queen. I guess, yeah. Go here, in the back. Go to this here. This section is called the Indo-European roots section. I'll show y'all. Indo-European roots. Well, it's not here. I didn't want the sister because she's coming from up there by Upper Darby. So I didn't want her to just leave. This is the Indo-European root section. All right. You'll see in the etymological bracket in bold-faced print. You'll see this. Let's go to the word now. queen. You see the boldface print? See?
Yeah.
All right? He's not here. All right? Boldface print. See the boldface print? C. All right? You look at you. Boldface print. See the boldface print?
Yes.
Right on. Boldface print. All right? Sharon, see the boldface print here? All right, that's the Indo-European root for queen. All right, so that's the boldface print. So, yep. Indo-European root for queen. The question was on the floor now is that does the word queen mean whore? It's on the floor. So I'm going to show through etymology that it doesn't mean whore. That the word queen means woman. So the Indo-European root.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that I looked it up in the etymology dictionary and it said that's a misnomer, that dictionary is incorrect. I found in the etymology dictionary.
You sound whore. The Indo-European, the root word is G-Y-N. Let's go to G-W. I looked it up. I looked it up and everything. All right. So let's look at it. I had this conversation with several people because they called me. People are calling, you know they were calling me, brother. Yeah, it is. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Woman. Put them on. Respect on. Okay, put them on, man. That's the Indo-European root. Woman. Right there. Woman. Woman. See that there? Woman. 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 Right. Woman. Right.
So you looked it up, it sent you there to.
And then look, and see here? Suffix zero grade form, G-Y-N-E, gyno, yup. Gynecologist, see, gynecology, which is what? What's gynecologist? One who studies woman. That's why I just, yeah. Now, I want you to look up whore, the etymology for whore. Okay, you use your phone too. You want to use this? You use your phone too.
Do you think there's a difference between electronic dictionary and a?
No, he can go to he can Google the etymology of whore, and it'll take him to it.
So there's no difference when you do it?
No, because it'll give you the etymology. It'll take you to it, etymology with dictionary. He can go, and it'll take him to etymology of it. It'll give you the bracket, the breakdown of it. Yeah, you can use. All right. Any questions so far? How am I doing? Are y'all getting something out of it?
Doing great.
All right. Getting something out of it? Making sense?
Absolutely.
All right.
Do you think we should purchase a
Say bye.
dictionary for the class? Do you think we should purchase a dictionary?
Yeah,
for the class?
this dictionary.
That's
This
cool.
because it has the Indo-European roots in the back. All right. That's why I'm showing you how to use it. You go to for that. You look up lady. Example, or in this you looked up what was the word queen. Right? Queen. And I showed you that. To see in boldface print. And you go to the back of the book, to the Indo-European section.
See, cup.
For whore? All right, go to that. So this is the Indo-European root. Like the main crown above it, it's the Indo-European root. All right? So you're gonna go, it says C. All right? That's it. Yeah. So this is where you start about, we want to learn about words? Well, just we learn about words. But with kids, we're learning
I'm not seeing
about how to study words.
I'm not seeing that.
Oh, you talk about the section? All right. Yeah, the section, yes. The Indo-European roots. How to study words. How to study the true meaning of words. That key, let me put, not how to study words, how to study the true meaning of words. When you study words, you deal with semantics, all right? Well, people study words in school, right? You study words in school, but you don't study the true meaning of words in school. Yeah, so that's the difference. Big difference, not something minor.
So, do I read this as is? Or?
Yeah, go to the first, let me see, let me show you. To like, desire, go ahead.
To like, desire, contracted from, suffixed form, karo, hor, from Old English. H-O-R-E. To whoredom, from Old Norse, compound, whoredom condition, C-D-H-E. Both.
Okay.
And from Germanic, hores, feminine, horon.
So he's looking at different forms, but he got the meaning already, to like,
Yeah.
to desire, to like, right? So what they did was, all right, so your question is, so to desire, like. So you see, all right, so this is the meaning here. So how is this word used today? Someone who, in case it applies to women, the most kind of right, apply to women, derogatory way, all right? Do you see that meaning being applied though to this? In a derogatory way it is. Right. All right. But you know that you don't see how it's tied to this though. Right. Yeah, so I don't know how they got this, I don't know how they applied this. Because you know, I showed you there in etymology, right? All right, let's move on.
So what are most of the so-called languages? What is their
Why you say so-called languages? You say most of the so-called. So why are you saying so-called?
Because I'm presuming that they borrow from the true origin of source. This is referencing Indo-European. What was before that?
Remember I showed you that? I gave you the etymology of Indo, Sindhu.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back. No problem. See this? Family languages. All right. Go back, tracing its origin here. Germanic languages, Latin languages, tracing its origin here. Let's put again, Indo-European languages. Now, what does this really mean? Look at this.
Sandu.
All right, we did this already, right?
Yeah.
Sanskrit.
All right, this is Sanskrit, that's Arabic. It's been Arabicized. This is anglicized. All right, Sanskrit, Arabic, English. It's just a transliteration. All right, changing sounds. What this saying here is that these languages, these family languages are derived from what? Sanskrit, German, French.
You tell me.
English.
This is saying Indo-European language. You telling me all languages derived from Indo?
No, I didn't say all languages.
Okay.
This is not all
That's
languages.
what I'm asking.
No. I'm not saying this. These languages. Not all languages. No, we're not talking about.
I'm talking about original languages.
Yeah, but all right, but I'm saying that's it. I want you. Are you clear that these languages, German,
Yeah, yes.
Swedish,
Are derived from Indo-European.
yes, Sanskrit,
Sanskrit.
all right,
Right.
Greek, all right. Are you sure you're clear on that?
Yeah.
Now, Sanjetti will come here in 2 weeks. Sanjetti will deal with African languages. All right? He'll come in, he'll break down the chart, and language, he'll give you the language chart, and African languages and principles. All right, but you all have some background in linguistics and stuff. And Sanjetti comes here in 2 weeks. He'll deal with Sanjetti's not going to deal with this.
Right.
Sanjetti's going to deal with African languages. I deal with this.
Okay.
All right?
That's-
That's what I'm saying. All right?
So
Clear?
Yeah, I got it.
I want to be clear too.
Yes,
so
please.
Sindhu is Sanskrit.
Sanskrit.
What you're saying is the language that was pretty much stolen.
Yes.
Okay.
The language that you're speaking right now,
Okay.
all right, is Sanskrit in origin.
Okay.
All right? That's the language you're speaking right now. The Europeans didn't create it out of scratch. They transliterated.
That's a European.
Right.
Okay. I get it.
So, once again, stolen legacy. So they're using morphology and phonology, changing the forms and sounds of the words. Now let's talk on a metaphysical level. Sound, we use sound. Ancient technology is based in pineal gland resonance and sound. We move boulders with sound and pineal gland resonance. With om. When we increase your frequency, your kundalini energy, and also sound, you can move things with sound. That's ancient technology that they're using today. Harp. Harp is based on ancient technology. What's the difference? They use the machine where you're the machine. They use a machine or device where she's the device. That's the difference. It's still based on the same technology, sound, frequency. So they can what? Alter the weather, changing the frequency through harp, but they're using a what? Device.
Right.
You can do it through sound. So they took, by studying you, they were able to develop harp. And they used it as what? A war machine. Well, European developed it, but his intention was for good. The military bought it out. So you all know what the military gonna do with it. So the military uses it as a war machine. Create famine, tsunamis, earthquakes.
Alter the just.
Yeah. But you can do that with sound. It's sound and your frequency. You're changing what? The frequency. That's ancient. That's ancient. All right? So, ancient technology is based on sound and pineal gland resonance. This is why you have the emphasis of the snake. And where's the snake? Here. All right?
So now,
Cobra, snake, leviathan, asp,